What on earth is this? If you answered Kraken, you're wrong! Dead wrong. A Kraken would be much bigger than this, especially with how often he's requested. I made Megalodon bigger simply because of how popular his request was, so imagine Kraken with that same logic applied. Now, this is Organism 46B. A psychic killer squid found in Lake Vostok in Antarctica by Russians and stolen by Vladimir Putin. Or was it? No, it wasn't. It was a story written by fiction author C. Michael Forsyth. Everybody who knows anything about Organism 46B knows that. But why did I design him like I did? Today we're exploring this character and how I designed him. Here's a basic lowdown on the origin story. A Russian scientific team spends 30 years or something drilling through ice in Antarctica to access a lake they discovered beneath. Why did it take them 30 years to do this? How could anything besides bacteria live in a sealed-off cave underneath a giant slab of ice? How can liquid water exist in the coldest place on Earth?
Thermal vents.
Thermal vents or not, I sincerely doubt anything of considerable size could live in such a confined space. Certainly not an entire species of 10-meter-long superpowered squid. But apparently, drilling down there meant they set free a monster, because of course that's what happens. That very monster went on to murder the science team's crew members using its powers of intellect and shape-shifting, paralyzing toxin, and being squirmy AF. They eventually catch the beast, and Russia basically plays as, oh, we're a cool Russian, I'm going to act like it doesn't exist and sweep it under the rug. And then they smuggle the beast back home to Russia for weapon research. The story itself is beyond dumb, with enough plot holes to basically turn it into Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese that's Russian, I guess? Dual citizenship? How is it supposed to look, though? Well, the sources I looked up didn't actually specify any kind of look for the creature, just squid-like. Some of you may remember the dumb short that I made about how many tentacles this thing has. Ooh, numbers! That was supposed to be a cheeky clue as to who the creature was, but most just guessed Kraken, so that didn't work. Also, I copied the creature's image twice, so there's actually twice as many tentacles in the short than there should be. I'm a troll, I know. 14 total tentacles, though. 2 tentacles are feelers, so do they count? They're basically the thumbs of the squids, so I don't know. I counted them as tentacles anyway. So all I had to work with for visuals was 14 tentacles and squid-like. Time to get creative. I used a giant squid for the base of the design, which is funny because giant squid in real life grow to at least 13 meters, a full 3 meters longer than this thing was supposed to be. Anyway, I had to do some more with this design so people didn't mistake 46B for a giant squid with superpowers. So I looked at other Arctic squid, or octopuses, or whatever. Anything that'd work for inspiration. I ended up finding this creature, a relatively new species of octopus. Harlodon species 1? Megalilodon setibos? One of those, I don't know. With venom that works even in sub-freezing temperatures, so we're on the right track. I really like the coloration here, so I went ahead and borrowed the spotty design in eye coloration. It helps that blue seems to be the common color for toxic creatures. The blue spotted octopus also comes to mind. I mixed up the head design a little bit, making it look more like freeform short tendrils themselves and just kind of shaping them into a squid head. I also wanted to include a scene in the beginning that involved his mouth, so I looked up unique squid mouths and I found this doozy of a creature. Promachodonthus sulcus. Promacateuthus sulcus. I guess. No idea how to pronounce it, but I tried. As of this video, only one of this creature has ever really been found, so next to nothing is known about it. One of the only things we do know is that these aren't actually teeth. They're apparently lips of some kind. Really cracked teeth-like lips, but lips all the same. But when I saw that mouth, I knew I had to use it. It was so much fun animating this creature with that mouth. Kind of reminds me of Mouthface, which was an old obsession of mine from back in 2009-2010. Don't ask, I like bizarre looking stuff. He speaks with a Russian accent, due to the story of course. Another fun fact, while he can shapeshift, he's not very good at it. Even in the story he comes from, he really only vaguely looks like the diver he was trying to fool. They end up seeing through this facade right before he grabs one of them and rips them apart. Because of course. So I decided to visualize his inaccuracy by making his manager shape kind of look like a Ningen, which is another Antarctic cryptid creature people have been requesting a lot, for whatever reason. Or based vaguely on Ningen, since I've found a bunch of designs that varied the look heavily. He's pale and has a stupid looking face, like that's the only consistency between all these designs. I don't think anybody caught on, but I gave him some hair, a suit, and a tie, so I don't really blame him for not realizing. And for those wondering, the toxin in the story basically states that it simply paralyzes the victim, so 46B can murder them effortlessly. So who knows? Maybe Julia Beast is okay. Though if she's paralyzed indefinitely, I'd assume that it would at least be a coma, if not complete death after long enough due to starvation. We'll have to let the story progress further to find out for sure though. So that is my interpretation of 46B and how I designed him. If you guys enjoyed this deep dive on the design, let me know! I can always go into my design process for the other characters. There's plenty to choose from. Although I had to invent a lot for 46B, so the other design videos would probably be shorter, or they'd have to be some kind of compilation of designs or something. Either way, do the liking, subbing, membership shaped madness that you know and love. And stay creative! These dead characters are
I got a
15.
big
That this very, this,
I don't really
yeah.